Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into gripping dramas with intense character moments and deep social themes, then you've got to hear about the latest episode of HBO's The Gilded Age. After a bit of a rocky start, this show has really found its stride this season, and episode 7 just might be its best one yet. We're talking secrets, heartbreak, social scandals, and yes, some of the most powerful performances you'll see on TV right now. So buckle up, because this episode delivers in a way that will leave you breathless. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a deep dive like this one. And if you want to join the conversation, drop your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the episode? Let's get into it. When The Gilded Age first premiered, it got a lot of criticism. Words like tedious, boring, and meandering were thrown around, and many viewers found it hard to connect with a sprawling cast of characters set in the elite social circles of 1890s New York. But this season, it's a whole new ballgame. The show has finally embraced its potential to explore the raw tensions beneath the glittering surface of high society. It's tackling real issues, prejudice, identity, ambition, and it's doing so with heart and complexity. And episode 7 is the perfect example of how far the show has come. About 15 minutes into the episode, there's a scene that absolutely stopped me in my tracks. It's in the stuffy, dark Van Rhijn household, a place usually full of cold social formality. But this time, it almost feels like the walls could burst open with the truth finally escaping. Oscar Van Rhijn, played with heartbreaking nuance by Blake Ritson, is grieving the death of his lover, John Adams. But Oscar isn't just grieving. He's breaking under the pressure of living a secret life in a time when being gay was not just taboo, but dangerous. At John's funeral, Oscar sat alone in the back pew, like a stranger hiding from the world, when he should have been up front. When his mother Agnes asks why he inherited John's estate, Oscar can only say they were friends. But the word drips with sarcasm and pain. His cousin Marion reacts with a sharp gasp that seems to say, "We all know what this really means." Oscar's raw grief spills out. I miss him, but he can't say more. Agnes, usually so commanding and in control, is left stunned and silent. It's a moment charged with unspoken truths. For a show set in the 1890s, this is as close to a coming-out scene as we're likely to get. This moment is so powerful because it's not just about Oscar's personal loss. It's about the larger world the show is painting, a world steeped in prejudice, where secrets like Oscar's must be hidden to survive. The Gilded Age has been digging into different types of discrimination this season, from racism faced by Peggy Scott, the black educator fighting her own battles, to the social exile faced by divorced Aurora Fane. Oscar's struggle is unique because he can choose to conceal his true self to some degree, but at the cost of loneliness and fear. The show's creator, Julian Fellowes, has clearly been interested in exploring LGBTQ discrimination for some time, much like he did with Downton Abbey. But Oscar's story highlights how class and identity intersect. Even though he's wealthy, Oscar's privilege doesn't protect him from the isolation of being closeted. The show's portrayal is backed by real history. In his book, Gay New York, historian George Chauncey describes an emerging gay culture in late 19th century New York, hidden in the working-class Bowery saloons, a stark contrast to the high society Oscar inhabits. The gay world was visible but confined and often stigmatized as a form of vice and immortality linked to poverty. So Oscar's wealth doesn't free him. It builds a gilded cage. His secret must stay locked away, to keep his family's reputation intact. Oscar and John aren't the only queer characters on The Gilded Age, but they're definitely the most fully realized. Last season gave us a flamboyant Oscar Wilde cameo, and this season teased the queer identity of painter John Singer Sargent through a subtle portrait storyline. There's also Nathan Lane's Ward McAllister, the campy socialite friend who adds a lighter, theatrical touch, yet even he's navigating a world that doesn't fully accept him. But Oscar and John's love story is the emotional core, showing the high cost of living a life in hiding. Since the beginning, Oscar has evolved dramatically. Initially, he seemed like a schemer, a villain trying to marry into money. But as the show progressed, we've seen his vulnerabilities, especially when he's conned by Maud Beaton. That complexity deepened when Oscar showed unexpected compassion toward Maud, who's forced into sex work. John's words to Oscar in the prior episode, "If you had married her, you would have stolen her entire life," really underscore the tragic consequences of lavender marriages, or marriages of convenience designed to hide true sexual identities. This episode's emotional weight is elevated by the cast's incredible performances. Louisa Jacobson's Marion, previously criticized by some, finally shines in this episode. Her scene comforting Oscar in his room, offering quiet solidarity and understanding, is genuinely moving. It's also a reflection of the discreet support Oscar receives from John's sister Nancy, showing that even in a harsh, judgmental society, there are moments of tenderness and empathy. So what makes this episode of The Gilded Age stand out? It's that rare mix of emotional depth, social commentary, and stellar acting. The show is no longer just about fancy gowns and grand parties. It's about the real human stories hidden beneath the surface. If you haven't given The Gilded Age a chance yet, this season might just be the perfect time to jump in. And for longtime watchers, this episode proves the show has grown into something truly special. All right, now it's your turn. Did this episode of The Gilded Age hit you as hard as it did me? What did you think of Oscar's heartbreaking story? Are you loving the way the show is tackling these complex social issues? Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. Subscribe for more entertainment deep dives and share this video with your friends who need to hear about The Gilded Age's glow-up. Don't forget to comment below. I want to know your thoughts on Oscar, John, and all the drama unfolding. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.